We Cavarian actually sponsors him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my company
Oh,
sponsors
that's right.
him.
Yeah, I've seen that and thought
Yep.
about that before. Bye-bye. Have a good
You
evening.
as well.
I don't know if I told you, Austin Hill. Do you know who he is? Number
Maybe.
21 in the O'Reilly series.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So he's won Daytona 3 of the last 4 years.
Oh,
In the
that's
Xfinity
crazy.
Series, yeah.
Have you been in the pit yet?
I've been there many times. Not with
Nice.
him, but just
Oh, okay.
I used to be involved in the racing industry a good bit.
Okay.
NASCAR marketing I was part of with Gordon and a little bit of Kyle Busch. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Miller's Ale House. It's a Wednesday, and it's time for Three Guys Who Love Sports, a show that helps guys that are going through mental and physical issues, and we're going to help them get through this next hour. If you help somebody for an hour and they help somebody for an hour, this world will be a better place. My name is Chuck Burge, along with my co-host, Mr. Robert Kinney. How was your weekend? Heading to Cincinnati and back.
Yeah, it's nothing like a 6-hour drive followed by a 6-hour drive, but it was good. It was a good weekend. As far as I know, there are no current APBs out for me in the Kentucky area, but if I could do a small public service message, if you're in Kentucky and you're in the fast lane, why don't you get out of it and let all the fast cars go by you?
I saw a little bit of that last week when I went to Tennessee and back, yeah. People get tickets for that now, hanging out in the left lane.
And they should, because some other people, I don't know who, might get crazy and decide they should try to pass some other way, and it's not a good thing.
No,
Just
it's
move over
not.
out of the way.
No. As mentioned, we're here at Miller's Ale House, as we are every week, almost every week. Today being our 397th show. Isn't that crazy?
397. Next week at 7 o'clock, we will be doing our 400th show.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable.
And the majority of those have been right here at Miller's, where they have great food, great beer, even a great wait staff, and even great bartenders.
Well, I was going to say they have a great wait staff in spite of Sean.
In spite of Sean. Oh, wow. Yeah. You'll see Sean up on our advertising swinging through sometimes. But feed us great food every week. And, I took a week off last week and ate healthy and ate a salad. But I haven't eaten today other than a slice of bologna. So I went with a full meal today. I did the Big Red sandwich with a side salad.
Well, I just got to go back to your previous meal. Did your bologna have a first name?
OSCAR.
Okay, just double checking. I didn't know. I wanted to make sure. I went chicken as well. I just told him I like chicken, and he came up with something that I could eat. So
Yeah.
BLT,
right? Chicken
little bun involved.
Yeah.
The tea will get tossed, but
We'll talk about your date later. We don't hear
Hey, we're not tossing tea here.
Larry, what'd you do?
I asked Sean what was new on the menu. He said it was the pick 3, so I went with the pick 3, and I'm getting an egg roll, pot stickers, and shrimp.
Egg rolls, pot stickers, and shrimp. That's a wide variety.
He does not discriminate. And, I always say when you go to one of those all-you-can-eat, like a Brazilian steakhouse, you should stick in your thing. If you're going to eat, beef, just eat beef. If you're going to eat pork, eat pork. This guy, I have a feeling,
he doesn't stay in his
give me
lane.
every animal you got. Just bring it at me.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of animals, we have a new guest on the show today, Mr. Zach LaFontaine. Man, you brought in a good crowd, Zach. That's awesome. Look at those people.
I
That's
know people
fantastic.
follow me around. So
Now, are you sure that Pat LaFontaine is not a direct relative?
Well, my grandma's name was Pat LaFontaine. So.
I'm going with it.
So
You
he's
are a
related
direct
to Pat
descendant.
LaFontaine. Yeah, just Zachary
Mark-
LaFontaine. Sounds like a NHL guy, right?
Hey, write it in for the biography of the show. We had Pat LaFontaine's
grandson.
Grandson.
Exactly. That's awesome. That's awesome. So a lot of sports going on this week. Lots to talk about, so let's get into it. Braves keep winning, other than last night. Pretty cool story about the kid that hit his first home run as a walk-off homer last night at the bottom of the 10th.
It was his debut, wasn't it?
It was his debut.
Yep.
How many other people have done that? Hit a walk-off home run in their MLB debut.
Not many.
Since 1900, 5 people have done that.
Jeez.
He is the 5th one.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling because everybody's good. When you get called up, you got so much juice. You're swinging for the fences. So you think about all those opportunities. It's 5 times.
I'm saying it's like Austin Riley. His first hit was a home run
Right.
with
Yeah.
the Braves and everything. So
Brendan Montgomery, I think, was the guy's name. He had an RBI single earlier in the game, and then bottom in the 10th. I didn't know, but Bob Costas was calling the game. They brought him in just to call one
I was
game.
wondering who that was.
That's who it
because
was. I
sounded
read that
really
today.
familiar because
And they-
Brandon was probably doing something with Fox, I assume.
Yeah, and he said, "Are you coming back to do another game?" He says, "Only if I can call a real game. I don't want to come back and talk about the 70s and the 80s anymore. Come back and talk about today." But pretty cool moment for this kid.
But when you are that famous like a Bob Costas, you're like, I want to call tonight's game, not just tell you about all the cool things I've done in my
That's
life.
exactly what he was saying. Yeah, that's awesome. So good for him.
Bad for Acuna.
Yeah.
Bad for Acuna, but I haven't heard anything this afternoon. They said they're not even going to put him on the IL.
No, they are. They did say that he's on the 10-day IL right
They
now.
did put him on the 10-day
they
IL?
put it down because I saw that. I was very curious. I was like, all right, they're saying they weren't doing it, and then they came out with the post saying, oh, we put him on the 10-day. And I was like,
And
Kinda sucks,
To
but-
me, at the end of the day, you got 45 wins. You have more wins than anybody.
Exactly.
You're in the first week of June. Yes, this should be a no-brainer. Let him breathe. Let him.
And it's not like you're hurting for talent. There's some talented players.
We
on
got
this
brand
team.
new guys who are hitting home runs.
Are we going to do this again this week?
just half the time.
Yeah. So
yeah, make sure he gets healed up before
That's
he
it.
comes
That's it.
back because there's no reason.
No reason not to.
No, I mean put Yaz in right, put Duhan in left, and you're good to go, right?
Tell you
No,
what,
you're not good to go.
keep
I
it
mean,
Taylor
you're
short.
missing Acuna, but you got 45 wins. And
And
that-
some
a
of
good little
those were
cushion.
without Acuna.
Absolutely, and in fact, truth be known, clearly this has not been Acuna's year so far. So
That's true.
so a lot of those wins happened without Acuna.
Without Acuna.
But when he's healthy, one of the 5 best, and we need him down the stretch.
Just look at the pitchers we have coming back
Yeah.
soon. We got I'm pretty
Schwellenbach?
Yeah, Schwellenbach and who was the other one?
They picked up another one today too, and they brought Fisher, Pete, RJ
Yeah,
back from Gwinnett. Brought another player back from Gwinnett, and they designated for assignment Carrasco.
no, I'm kind of happy about that after how he pitched yesterday.
Yeah.
Had the lead and then just kind of blew
Yeah,
it.
but you know what? They've got the best bullpen in baseball, so you're not going to win every ball game.
Oh, no.
If people think they're going to win 162 games, they're diluting themselves. They can't even imagine. What are you looking up, Robert?
I'm just hitting buttons over here.
Oh, okay.
We're looking at pitchers. We got Sean Murphy, who's still out. Baldwin
Baldwin should be coming back soon.
should be coming. Joe Jimenez.
I've heard his
Schwellenbach,
he might be gone
AJ
until the 1st of
Smith-Shawver.
July. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of pitchers.
Yeah,
got
there's
a lot of stuff
them
out there.
Yeah, so a lot of good stuff going on. Also, got to talk about a little bit about the NBA Finals. You know, this series could be 3-0 either way. The way these games have gone, they've been very competitive. Wemby's a good ball player, of course. The Knicks had won 13 straight going into Monday night's game, and the way they played in the second quarter, I thought this thing might only go 4 games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Every game has been San Antonio early, and then just watching the onslaught of New York come back. But San Antonio stayed around on Monday.
I need the Knicks to blow them out the rest of the way just so I don't feel as bad as a Hawks fan.
If they could beat the Spurs by 52, you'd feel
I'd
happier.
feel better.
yeah, I don't see that happening.
No, not at all.
Both San Antonio is such a young team; they're going to be around for a while. Of course, they said they're at OKC, and it's probably going to be OKC and San Antonio going at it for years in the West now.
Well, OKC was the youngest team last year when they won it. They're not a lot older. San Antonio's young. But it's so easy to look at really young teams and go, oh, you guys will be great for the next 12 years. Forget about it, the rest of you. It's kind of like thinking, when you watch a PGA Tour guy, I'm trying to think of some of the guys who started winning.
Jordan Spieth was really good young. and he
Somebody like
fell
Jordan
off.
Perfect
Spieth.
example,
When I heard that name, I was told he was going to win 100 majors, and I watched him. I was like, wow, this guy is going to
He
win that
was,
many.
and then he fell off, and I'm like, no.
It's just difficult to keep it going.
Especially those individualistic sports.
Yeah, but even so, maybe it's easier if you're a head case to focus in your head for an individualistic sport. You get to baseball, you got 26 guys on the team. Can you make sure they're all motivated like they were last June? That's very difficult. Very
Yeah.
difficult.
Very difficult. So they play tonight in New York. Is it 2-2?
It's
1-1-1.
That is correct.
Is that
So,
right?
so the way hockey and basketball do it is 2-2-1-1-1. Only one sport that screws that up is baseball. Does the 2-3-2.
Yeah.
So this is huge for New York. You know, you go up 2-0 on the road, and if they can't win tonight, it's a best-of-3 series, and San Antonio's got home court. You know, you
But
talk
you've
about
already beat them twice there.
yeah, but you know, you probably don't think you got three or
Three or
four
four
of
in you,
those in
yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see.
So it'll be a fun game tonight. Should be a good game. Who do you like?
You know, I said last Wednesday if they let them play, I thought Towns could take and push Wemby around. I'll say that again. That was one of the worst officiated games by the head ref that I saw
Game
on
3,
Monday.
yeah.
I think you're going to see something a little better today, and you know, I think Towns has too much. I don't want to say the word girth on the show, but I just did. He's just too big for Wemby. Wemby might be,
He's got girth.
you know, Wemby's a great player, but you know,
nimble.
Towns' shoulders are this wide. You know, it's a different animal.
Well, the worst call I saw, and I understand the letter of the law, it's probably the right call, was when Brunson went up to block a three-pointer, and he came down, not even on the guy's foot. The guy came down on his foot.
Correct.
And they said that he didn't give enough room.
Correct, and that's a call they've been doing a lot over the last 2 years, and that's good. You know, there's so many jump shooters.
But I don't think it's a foul. I mean, they shot 24 free throws in the second half.
It was
right?
crazy stupid. It was crazy stupid. But the key is that once Steph Curry started throwing everything in from half court, everybody shoots half court shots. So if your defenders get into that space where the jump shooters are going to fall, everybody's going to have a broken ankle, and there won't be anybody who can make a shot in the NBA.
I understand that. Yeah, I like the Knicks at home tonight. I think they'll bounce back.
And if they win tonight, they win the series. They win one out of the last
I think
three.
so.
They'll win in the last
If
three.
they if they lose tonight and this is a 2-2 series, who do you guys like?
I like the Spurs.
I
How
kinda
about
do
this?
too.
I
I
like
kinda-
the winner of tonight's game to win the series.
And I'll kind of roll with you on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll back you on that as well.
Yeah.
The way
Well,
they've
that's
been
never a
playing.
good thing. Whenever there's all three of us agree, that is never what happens. So always remember that, betting public.
All right.
Betting public. All right, let's move on to the pucking side of things.
Get the puck out of here.
We got the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. And this has been a very entertaining series.
I don't think, and I gave up on hockey when the Thrashers left me. You know, I just can't take too many broken hearts anymore. But that was a 3-0 game that the Hurricanes were losing in Game 2, and they came back and tied it and won it. And then and that was with 10 minutes left. They were down 3-0. The next game they were down 4-0, and they came back and tied. I've never seen hockey when you're at the highest level. This is Stanley Cup, and somebody's giving up 3 goals in the last 10 minutes, 4 goals in the last 10 minutes. It's mind-boggling.
And they used their second string goalie in there that night too. So
This is the best time to watch hockey. It's the finals.
It is, but I've never seen, and I don't want to call it sloppy, you know, but you know,
Not a lot of
2-1
defense.
hockey is good hockey. You know, if you're up 4-0 and we're going to overtime, man, there's some issues on your team
it
because
was like the first game. It was like 5-5 or something.
Correct.
There's no defense being played at all right now. But
it's fun to watch.
oh yeah,
5-3
absolutely.
last night, right? It was 5-3
Yeah,
last night.
5-3, especially because that last goal was that open shot down
Open
court,
net, yeah. Yeah.
down the ice.
One of my favorite things in hockey. Pulling the goalie, you know, when there's like
65
2.5
on the
minutes
ends.
left, and they're
And you're
like,
down
"We're
one."
pulling the goalie," you know,
Yeah.
you see him go off, you know, it's entertaining. It's entertaining.
And you really almost want to see the open net goal.
Oh, you do.
Oh, absolutely.
And all those defenders, man, they've got that little wrist shot, and they've been practicing it for 20 years. You know, it's just a flip and watch it roll.
But you know how often it doesn't go in? It's crazy. Like
It is.
I
Which
feel like
tells you
even-
how difficult it is.
Even the goalie can get the goal.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, you would think they would score more often when they do their little flip and
Yeah.
there's nobody to block it, but it's pretty
No,
far away.
It's a great series though, because I got family who lives in Raleigh and they have season tickets to the Hurricanes, so
I guess
I
you're
get to
pulling
see.
for the Canes then, yeah.
So I gotta luckily I have a leg in this one for once.
I don't really care. I had the Avalanche winning it, so I've been out for a while.
I
But
can't believe they lost that early.
not 4 in a row. Yeah, but I'll take the Canes too.
Tell me this: with a year from now, the A's will be in Vegas. The Raiders are already at the end of the strip. Now you got a team getting ready to win the Stanley Cup
For the
maybe.
second time.
For the second time. How long before for that city gets a basketball team?
It's got to be soon.
It's, because I mean, you're filling out the stands. That's what the league wants.
And Vegas
yeah.
needs it because it's going broke. I mean, nobody's going. It's so expensive to go to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of like my boy Yogi Berra. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too busy.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're still filling all those hotels up. You can't go there, but there are a lot of other people going there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Of course, we just had Kyle Busch die a couple of weeks ago, and this past weekend we had Ned Jarrett. Ned Jarrett had, I think, 73 NASCAR wins or something like that. A lot of wins.
I always had him explained as one of the 3 best old drivers.
Yeah. Petty and Jarrett and Allison.
No, there's another guy.
AJ Foyt.
No,
he was Formula One. We'll figure it out. But so Dale Jarrett, it's his dad, obviously, and I watched a review or an old tape of Ned Jarrett calling Dale Jarrett's first win, and I thought that was pretty cool to have your dad call your win.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Kind of like Steve Pearson.
David Pearson.
Yeah,
David Pearson
That was
is
great
the
about
other
David
Hall of Famer.
What's cool about me growing up is I played lacrosse at Harrison, and my dad was the announcer.
Oh, that's cool. And then Steve Pearson gets a hole in one at Brookstone playing with his dad and his son, which is to me that's pretty
awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so NASCAR continues to hurt a little bit, but we will move on from that, and we got a great block next. But let's get a couple of commercials in first.
That was a good block. That's what we should say to Larry whenever he does something good. That was a good block.
There are a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castro, Kennesaw Express Lube, or Lost Mountain Express Lube. We'll always do our best to get you in quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under a car hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer
Castro Products.
Jeff's even saying it over.
He can't help it. He wakes up in the middle of the night saying that. He's like, I don't even know what I'm doing over here. Joshua Smith and his wife Tammy are both graduates at Kennesaw State College. He's been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law, while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile, and personal injury. And he's ready to represent you all the way from your small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, they're placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University student athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give them a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095.
I missed that number.
Oh, Zach did too. It's okay. 706-217-2095.
And we thank you, Joshua Smith, for being sponsors of the Three Guys Who Love Sports, and Brian Bristow, as well as the 7 o'clock show coming up in a little bit over an hour and a half with KSU. We do a show all about Kennesaw State sports, and tonight we will be having the Conference USA Men's Basketball Championship Trophy on with one of the assistants and maybe Coach Petway. So.
Be great if Coach Petway could come on, but I tell you, something about this table right here, it might look like a lot of other tables, but this one's had a lot of hardware on it.
Yeah, this will complete our cycle of having every Conference USA championship trophy that KSU has earned on the show.
Is this the 5th?
This is the 5th, yeah. So go Owls. We look forward to having Perkins Cardnon at least, and maybe even Coach Anton Petway. So we'll see. This next block, this next subject is one that's near and dear to my heart. Of anything that has ever angered me in sports, this may be the number one thing that just drove me crazy when I saw it.
More than LIV.
More than LIV, yeah.
I just wanted to start your rant by letting everybody know this is way worse than anything before.
Way worse than anything before. Brandon Sorsby got a pass, basically, for gambling on college sports. Over $90,000, and 40 times he bet on his own team.
And not always for his team.
And not always for his team. And yet, this judge in Lubbock, Texas, who is a Texas Tech graduate, said, you know what?
I think we'll give that boy another chance.
He's an addict.
He's all right.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Let's give him an addict. He's got to. You know when he became an addict? When he got caught. That's when he became an addict. That was his defense. But there is no way in hell this guy should be playing college football.
And you know what this means for the rest of the league? Oh,
Anarchy?
hey, my quarterback got caught betting. Hey, let's go find a Bama. Say Bama's quarterback got it. Let's go find a Bama judge the rule. They're gonna be like, oh, nah, I want Bama to win all the time, so let's let him go.
Well, and you're absolutely right. Whoever's going to be the judge who's going to be working on any of these cases, whether it's a guy from BYU or a guy from Illinois or a guy from LSU, it's going to be a local judge who is going to pass it. And
Because they got a stake in the team.
I'm going to say this: this is a country, and our whole judicial system is bet up on checks and balances. This is, if ever there was a place that we needed to check and a balance, it's to figure out why this guy, something's got to be done.
Did he get paid? Who knows? But the problem is
What would matter if he got paid? I don't understand that.
I'm talking about the judge.
Oh,
Did the judge get paid?
No, he just wanted Texas
I don't
Tech
think
to win.
so.
All he has
supposed
to
to do
do
well.
is be a fan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that's not all he has to do. I mean, they've now rescheduled the trial for February, which is moot because it doesn't matter. The season's over.
Correct.
And if he's already played, it doesn't matter at all what the trial says in February. So what are the options to get this guy out? And I've heard of several.
First and foremost, Texas Tech, step up. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
This guy is betting against your school. You're paying him NIL money. You're telling him, lead me, and then you're going to stick him in a locker room with 55 other guys who know he's willing to bet against you. He thinks you're going to get roughed up today. So he's going to bet. If you're ever going to do the right thing, forget about what everybody else wants to say. You do the right thing internally. You have more NIL money than any other school in all of sport right now.
$40 million, isn't it?
$45 million. Go get another quarterback. It's not. Make sure his name isn't Art Schlichter, and let's move on.
And I don't know if you saw, I commented on some posts. I don't know if it was in Instagram or Facebook or where, but I said, this may be the only time I can say this is go Dogs, because Georgia said they would never schedule Texas Tech for another athletic competition.
There's multiple teams that said
Yeah,
that.
Nebraska
Oklahoma
said that. Yeah.
Nebraska.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. Just keep in mind, all those schools that you just named aren't in that conference. So those conference schools are not allowed to say that right now because their team's already on their schedule. But if you think there's any chance that Baylor, TCU, Arizona, and all those other schools aren't like, we don't ever want to play them, they don't. They're forced into
I'm
it.
curious of what they're going to do. Like,
Well, they had a conference call yesterday, and other than the AD at Texas Tech, I can't remember his name.
Mud.
Yeah, that's what it should be. But they're all totally against it, and they're looking at insights as to how they can stop this from happening.
there should be a way. They should be able to boycott or something.
Well, they said one of the options is let's just not play them. But these television contracts will not allow that. They will have to pay them back money of some sort.
I'm trying to think of it. I love a good saying, but I can never remember them. But be the person you want to be. Change isn't decided by what you say; it's based on what you do. These are the types of things that make the world happen. So if you're Texas Tech, do the freaking right thing. It's not that difficult. Hey,
Do more than cancel or punish him for 2 games. Right?
Let's forget this is college. Let's ask Larry this philosophical question. If
we're in trouble now.
If
We're going to
you're
Larry
my
for
employee, which I do pay you money, I technically pay you money. Forget about what it's for, and you belittle me, you bet against me, and don't do your best, and you're fired in any job in the world for this behavior. So them allowing it to continue would just be a travesty.
There's an Iowa State player, I think he played basketball or football or something, and he got canned for betting on 1 game for the Iowa State girls basketball team.
Right. He was betting on
betting
another
on himself.
sex.
Yeah.
This guy's betting on his own team.
The NCAA is appealing this as well.
Yeah, but
So-
But they are the most gutless organization in the world, and everybody, that's all people ever talk
Yeah,
about.
but if this gets kicked up to another non
It has to, doesn't it?
You know,
You would hope.
They should have to
You
go
know,
to
and-
another conferences
I have-
judge.
I have a feeling we haven't seen the end of this yet.
I hope not. I hope not. And as Robert said, Texas Tech is the one that needs to step up. Said we screwed up. This guy will never see the football field at Texas Tech.
Yeah, you can't forget about all
They're
the
the
other
ones
ones.
can fix it right now.
They can fix it right now. And not only that, don't ever underestimate those kids in the locker room. You've been betting against me. I don't want to be your teammate. I don't want to be your teammate. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to block for you. I don't want to do anything for you. So them allowing it to happen is only going to, when you watch preseason drills and there's always a fight in Miami where somebody's hitting somebody with a helmet, imagine what's going to be going on in Texas Tech.
I can't imagine the guy walking on the field and not everybody in the stadium booing him.
Everywhere,
that'd be great.
every time.
You know what I want to see? If it does pass that first play of the game, I want all the line just to move out of the way.
Just like
And
North
just
Dallas
let him
40.
get drilled.
Same play.
Yep.
Run that same play again. Let them all through.
And he throws the ball, hits him.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was great. The biggest problem, the biggest overall problem is how can you ever trust a game again? How can you believe that nobody's betting on this game? If you can play this game and you've done what he's done, how can you trust in the results of any game?
His players aren't going to trust him at all.
And it's not just
him.
It's
The
you
nation.
trusting Utah State the next time you want to root for a team or make a bet or anything else. To me, it's like when William Wallace is out in the middle of the field and he's fighting so Robert the Bruce can be king of frickin' Scotland, and he goes to fight that guy and he rips his helmet off and it's frickin' Robert the Bruce. I almost just died in this field so you could be king, and here you are killing me on the side. Yeah, you got to take this guy out. He cannot play. Everything about him is detrimental forever.
And you know what's crazy? He has an NIL deal of $4 million.
Yeah.
Why does he need more money than that? He's
He
gonna
doesn't.
go. He's gonna
He's
go
an-
with
he's
the
an
NFL
addict.
probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
I
he
don't
is.
want him.
I don't know.
I don't want him.
If he's getting paid $4 million, let me rephrase that. There's a chance
There's
he'll go.
No. There's a chance he's got the talent, but I
Yes.
tell you what, the gutless and worthless NCAA, those 32 owners, man, they ain't taking you. You've been
They're not-
betting
not
against
anymore.
your own team.
No,
You know,
not
that's-
anymore. I'm
that's-
just saying before that. Like, why would he do that if he's getting paid that much?
and we
has
love
a
to
chance.
and we love to talk on this show. And one of my biggest harps on the steroid area, you got Bonds and Sosa, and McGuire and Palmeiro and all, and Brady Anderson. I always like to include Brady Anderson. You know what those 5 guys did? They broke 0 rules, ever. Now they weren't good. We all knew that they were doing something they probably shouldn't have, but they weren't breaking. Pete Rose broke a rule that was a rule for 80 years. So, well, Pete was this. Pete knew what he was doing. So did this guy. This is a rule. It's like the top rule.
It's the biggest red line
It's
you
the-
can have. It's even higher than that.
Don't yell at the coach. Don't date the head cheerleader, and,
And
don't bet against your
bet
team.
on your football
I mean,
team.
why didn't he take after Shohei and just blame it on an agent?
That interpreter, yeah, I'm from Texas. Nobody understands me. This is my interpreter. His name's Catfish. Catfish, tell him what to say.
So, and I've heard, I read as much about this as I could in the last couple of days. I can't remember the guy's name that gives Texas Tech the majority of the money.
Okay.
I saw it was in Catherine or something like that. But why can't he come out and say, you know what?
Oh, I
If
bet
you let
he
this guy
has.
play,
I bet he
I
has.
will never give this school another penny.
And
I hope so.
I bet he has. And if he's got any morals or anything else, he's already come out and told them that. So the AD and the president and everybody else at Texas Tech,
If he's got any morals.
well, but just know this: what I said earlier about that guy at Texas Tech, that athletic director needs to kick him off, and then we're all going to give him a pat on the shoulder. Chuck just brought up the thing. It won't be athletic director. It'll be the biggest sponsor who told the athletic director, "You want my money? You fire him tomorrow."
Yep.
And that's probably where it'll have to come from. It's gonna money forces everything, right?
The other things I saw, the other options I saw, what if the CFP, the 13-team committee, got on a Zoom call like the Brady Bunch and said, we will never put Texas Tech in the playoffs, ever, if this guy sets foot on the field.
That'd be cool until he's at least gone in a couple of years after that. Because if they're going to allow it to happen, why would next quarterback comes in? He might do it too.
Well, the same way you guys were talking about, forfeiting the games or whatever, I had already run that one through my head. If Texas Tech is 12-0 at the end of the season because there's 12 forfeits, does the CFP committee go, no, you're still not going to make it?
They
the
got to look at
tournament."
those stats. That's when
No.
stats have to come in.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one option. But if they go ahead and put the cart before the horse and say, I'm telling you right now, in June or whatever month we're in, if this guy plays, you're not getting in the CFP playoffs. You can take us court, whatever you want to do. But
Cody-
you're not getting in the
Cody Campbell.
Cody Campbell. That's the donor, right?
How much is he donating? Does it say?
Oh, it was $85 million. So he gets a lot of money.
He has invested heavily in the university infrastructure, including $25 million donation for the athletic facility. I mean, he donates lots of money. And once again, money drives everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's two things that drive everything. There's the first one, and then there's money.
Yep.
and hopefully,
Gee, I wonder what's the first one.
I don't know, up for debate, I guess.
Yeah.
Not
We'll
really.
find that out later.
There's a reason why it's number one.
So the options are NCAA. They've already done what they could do. They have filed an appeal. Whether it's going to be heard in time, nobody knows, right? CFB committee could say, you're not making the playoffs if this guy's on the field. Or they could just
But I personally, if that was the way, I wouldn't tell them that. It's kind of like your boys at LIV. You want to join it? We'll see if we let you into the PGA Tour at the end of the month or whatever. We're not going to tell you right now. If you don't, we're not going to let you. You just go ahead and do your questionable everything. And
The only
sorry, I did my own thing.
and I agree with that, but the only reason I want them to tell them now
you want it done.
is to get it done. Get it done, and you don't have to mess with it anymore. It's just, and I haven't seen one sportscaster or one other college AD or anybody that's come out in favor of it. Not one.
Well,
I mean, it's the biggest goof up they've ever made, ever.
Quite possibly, and I thought about it, and I know you've thought about it, and we had our own guy here at Kennesaw State who had an issue with
Simon Conill.
and Simeon. Second it was heard, he's done. Kudos to Simeon, as I've said to a lot of our KSU fans. I'm really glad you finished and got your education instead of not doing that over the last couple months because of all the whirlwind stuff going around you. But at the end of the day, you don't play anymore. And what he did and what all these other guys did is usually once or twice on this team or that team. This guy, this is the most habitual gambler against his own team I've ever heard of.
He's got to be the biggest narcissist in the world to think he can get away with it.
He is, but
And-
he has.
But he's even, he has. But he needs to say, you know what? I was wrong. I'll give him my $4 million back. I know he's not going to do that.
I mean, tell me this, and I don't personally think this. I think the judge is just a Texas Tech fan. He likes two things. He likes them Red Raiders. He likes Buddy Holly, and he loves Lubbock.
And the Crickets.
But at the end of the day, you don't think there's a chance he got paid. You think this is just for the love of it.
I'm just thinking that's an option. I mean, there's so much corruption
I
in
think
the
it's
world
because he's just
today.
a big fan. He wants to see Texas Tech win.
I hope that's what it is.
I do too.
Even though
Yeah.
I haven't seen him win in a while, but
Well, but last year, they had the biggest thing, and all of a sudden, hey, who's 11-1 and ranked 7th in the country for the first time ever?
Yep.
The guy's paying all the money.
And they like being first or whatever it was in the country at some point. So they back Sorsby, and I just, for the life of me, I can't understand why the school's stepping up. And as Robert, his first point he's made, it's on Texas Tech's shoulder to do the right thing. But will they do the right thing? I'm guessing no.
Probably not.
I was thinking probably not, but Chuck, you kind of changed my mind by bringing up the donor. Money drives everything. And if I'm cutting you $25 million checks once every however minute long, and I go, you're going to be scraping gravel out of the parking lot. You're going to do it. There are not a ton of people donating money in Lubbock, Texas. There's just not.
No.
Well, it sure has been a big story for the last couple of days.
But as you said, have you heard it in any other way? Has anybody been like, I understand. I think this is the
Nobody
right
said
move.
this is right.
Nobody says that. So I just don't understand how it could not happen.
There's three people that believe it. The judge,
His
Sorsby,
mama.
and his attorney. I bet
but
his parents aren't even.
I don't think
No,
even
they
I don't
might.
even think that many people believe it. And when you talk about all the crazy things that go on in this country where you believe this, you believe that, you believe that. You know, holy moly, this is one school that is trying to undermine the entire infrastructure of what was already possibly a house of cards.
Yeah,
It's not a good.
Well, Nick Saban talked in front of Congress yesterday, last week. Tell them what a mess it was. And
that was
Nick
before
Saban-
this.
That was before this. And now this happens up, and everything Nick Saban said is 100% accurate.
But could you imagine
college athletics
if
is in
Nick
trouble.
would have talked this week instead of last week? Man, that would have been an even better speech.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him back up there. I'd love to see. I kept scrolling. What does Nick Saban have to say? And I haven't found anything yet. By the way, said I'm sure he's about off to shoot somebody.
He's going to
Yes.
sometime
Yeah.
soon.
Well, but yeah, like we said, you know, all these other schools, Nebraska and all these other schools say we're not playing them anymore. Who hasn't said anything? The Big 12 schools that are forced to play with them. And so those guys are all really hating this, but they're forced into that conference first. We're Big 12 guys.
Well, they had their Big 12 Zoom call yesterday. And like I said, none of them are for it. And they said, we're going to come out with a way to get out of this. And they're going to meet again tomorrow.
Has to happen.
It's got to happen. So I have a feeling this is not the last time we're going to talk about Brandon Sorsby.
I hope there's one more time.
At least.
I hope it's a couple weeks from now and they go, oh, by the way, moving on. They got $45 million. They can pay somebody else $4 million.
Easily.
Yeah. All right. We went a little long on that segment, but it was worth it.
It was worth it. And tell me this, we always talk about, if you're getting paid NIL money and you transfer schools or you do this, is this a lawsuit? If I pay you $4 million, you bet against my team. Man, I am taking you to the highest level of court in the state of Texas. I want every penny he's got. I want to drag him through the mud and whatever else I can do.
Yeah. You haven't heard him say anything.
No. Nobody's going to say anything on that little circle.
What are you going to say, Zach?
Oh, none.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. So we'll move on, and we'll get a Brain Train commercial, and then we'll move on from this nonsense.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high-pressure situations.
Usually
Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit BrainTrainCentersInc.com.
This is Larry's greatest skills. And we thank you, Melissa Hergert. I'm thinking of Alyssa Reed. Melissa Hergert for sponsoring the Three Guys Who Love Sports. Chuck along with Robert and Zach, and we just got through a nasty segment about Brandon Sorsby. Not too many things that rile me up, but that riled me up. Could you tell?
But, once again, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of polarizing things in this country right now where 48% believe this and 48% believe this, and you go, okay, I don't even know where we go on this. This is 99.7 to 0. It shouldn't last that long.
And really the only 0.3 of the people that don't know what sports is.
As you already said, him, the attorney, and the judge.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so we will continue our segment of the greatest athletes to wear a certain jersey number. And we're all the way up to number 82, Robert. Can you believe that?
Number 82.
82.
I just want to say this is a list that I expected to see more names on than there were. You think 82, man, everybody has got a great 82.
Yeah. But they didn't.
But they did not. You are correct.
Ozzie Newsome with the Cleveland Browns, tight end for many years. John Stallworth with the Steelers. Raymond Berry, who just died a couple of weeks ago, May 25th, in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I didn't know that. I learned that earlier. And then Mike Quick. He was a quick receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles.
For the Feagles.
For the Feagles, yep. So not a whole lot. I couldn't come up with any others. Did you find any others?
Yes.
There's a shocker. What'd you find, Robert?
Well, I mean, there's a few guys who caught my eye, and I'd like to save the one because I think he's going to be my vote. But Ozzie Newsome, an incredible guy, you know, to dominate the world and then get put as a black man in charge of a NFL team, which when he was given the reins was like, what are you doing? And he won you multiple Super Bowls. The guy is one of the elite people in the NFL history, both sides, whether it be up in the booth and down on the field.
Yeah,
he's still not my number one, but
Raymond Berry was the same way.
Raymond Berry was good, but Raymond Berry didn't build juggernaut teams like Ozzie did.
But we're not talking about the greatest admin player. We're talking about the greatest player.
I know. It adds to your mystique.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Raymond
mystique.
Berry, other than dying recently. He won an NFL championship, pre-Super Bowl, right?
In the craziest game ever, right? The Ice Bowl.
Greatest game ever, 57, yeah. Two-time national NFL champion, three-time first-team All-Pro, three-time second-team All-Pro, six-time Pro Bowl, three-time NFL receiving yards leader, three-time NFL receptions leader, two times NFL receiving touchdowns leader. All decades in the 50s, NFL 70th anniversary All-Team, NFL 100th anniversary All-Team, Baltimore Ravens Ring of Honor, Indianapolis Colts, retired, number 82, second team All-SWAC as an SMU Mustang. But something I learned about Raymond Berry that I didn't remember, he coached the New England Patriots for 5 years.
Yep.
Did you remember that?
When they weren't good. That was
84 to 89. I didn't remember that at all.
I didn't. It wasn't on the top of my head, but as soon as you said it, I remembered it. And I've got Raymond's stats pulled up. He had a 4-year span where he led the league in receiving yards 3 times and receiving 3 times. So 3 out of 4 years from 57, 58, 59, and 60, he was clearly the best wide receiver in the game. And it's kind of funny, too. You know how many catches he had when he was leading the league? 56, 66, 74. But, you know.
But they didn't play as many games.
They didn't play as many games, and they definitely weren't targeting people like 180 times like Jordan Jefferson. So you know.
Exactly. Was he your favorite player back in the 60s?
Oh, absolutely.
Way back.
He's the one I love to watch.
Back when I was watching Uncle Pat play.
Had you ever heard of any of these people, Zach?
I would say no.
Really? None of them, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this is a me and Robert thing.
That is me being too young.
No, thank God you're too young because...
well, John Stallworth deserves a lot of love. You know, one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history.
Yep.
I think that was the 79 game over those hated cowgirls, and but yeah, just unbelievable. You know, I think Stallworth and Swan kind of let you know if you're going to be good, you got to have 2 guys.
Yeah.
If you only have 1 guy, it's kind of easier to figure out. But you got 2 guys.
So he's 4-time Super Bowl champ. Hall of Fame.
He's a bad man.
537 receptions, 63 touchdowns, 8,723 yards.
And once again, all those stats, they didn't throw it a lot then. And he had Lynn Swan on the other side. So you take Franco Harris out of the equation and you put him forward 20 years. Wow, this guy's probably got 100 catches a season.
And as much as I'd like to take Raymond Berry, because I love Giannis and Giannis threw to him, and he's from Murfreesboro, which is my son went to college at, I got to go with Stallworth. Those 4 Super Bowl rings mean a lot.
I'm right there with you. He is number 2 on my list.
I cannot wait to hear who is number 1 on your list.
Well,
did you wear number 82?
I might have told Irving Fryer to give me the jersey one time, but no, I'm going with the only lineman to ever win a Heisman Trophy. His name was Leon Hart. He played end. Back when he played, they called it end.
For the Cardinals, right?
Well, he played for the Fighting Irish back in back when he was going to college, and then when he was drafted number 1 overall, not ever a bad thing either. There you go. 1950 draft to the Detroit Lions.
To the Lions.
He was a Lion, but he was number
well, you
1.
said he was a lineman.
He was a lion all the time. He was a lineman. But back then they called it end, and so he went both ways and he played end on
I
both
know that
offense,
about Leon.
Both offense and defense. What do you play? I play end. But he won the Heisman. He won the freaking Heisman. Only lineman ever. So I'm gonna go with big old Leon Hart.
Not a bad call.
Hey, he's
I'm
a
a
Notre
little
Dame
surprised
guy.
he wasn't on the list I looked up.
Well, he's not a Hall of Famer in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, he was the first overall pick and a
But
lot of
we
other
didn't
things.
say the greatest athlete in the NFL.
Well, and
so I understand your.
I was looking so long, and I can't remember who was here when we did our 15th, and the guy broke out Tebow on us. I thought of him, and I was like, let's just look up college number 82 to see what happens, and that's who popped up.
All right, Zach. So, of all the things you heard, who are you more impressed with?
Give me
You, Chuck.
Give me Raymond Berry.
Raymond Berry. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad-
Three different guys.
No.
So we got 3 different guys.
Yeah,
We
I
got
was
3
gonna say,
different
Give
guys.
me Raymond Berry for mine.
All right, I can live with that.
Stallworth, Barry, and Hart.
Say he was a Raymond Berry, that Hall of Famer, and two-time, I guess, Super Bowl champion back when it wasn't called that. It was just the NFL championship.
Pre AFL.
Yep.
Yeah. Or AFC.
And once again, it was the greatest game of ever played. So
Yeah.
being in the Ice Bowl is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we got one commercial left, and then we'll move on to what's coming up.
Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Access has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, the most memorable work outing ever, or just wanted to take something else off your bucket list, American Access has their 3.5 Atlanta locations waiting for you in Marietta, downtown at the Works, inside Skull Brewing, and the uber cool new mobile apps experience that can be set up wherever you need. Keep an eye out for them at upcoming events and festivals. Look them up online or call Dan Fisher at 678-763-3635. That's right, Chuck. 678-763-3635. Schedule your next adventure.
And we want to thank Dan Fisher again for coming on last week. He was a great guest, and we all need to go down to Skull Brewing and see Dan sometime.
Yeah, and for anybody who wasn't watching the show last week, which I know most of you were, he has opened up a gaming center at Skull Brewery, which is the Old Riches in downtown. Old Macy's in downtown Atlanta, and it's 30,000 square feet of gaming that he's in charge of. I want you to find something that's 5,000 square feet and look around and then think of 6 times that big. That's a really big game room.
It's an amazing place.
So,
Can't
wait to go.
down there. Yep. All right. So Block 4 coming up. A lot of stuff going on. The College Baseball World Series kicks off. Is that tonight? This first game? I know Texas and Georgia play Saturday night, but I'm not sure what the schedule is.
It starts Friday night.
Starts Friday night. I knew Larry'd be all over that. Do what? Track and field. Yeah, that's
out in Eugene.
Callie's out there in Eugene with Hope Chances out there too. And then we also have Wimbledon coming up with the French Open just over. And people won who I never even heard of, both men's and the women.
Well, but we knew that was going to be coming because we had 3 longtime men's champions for the last 25 years who are all going retire. So outside of Sinner and
but on the men's side, the winner was they said he was the best player that had never won a major.
Was Zverev? Is that what it was? Number 2
he's
seed,
he's
right?
been around.
He was
for
a 2
while.
seed, yeah. But Sinner got beat early. Djokovic got beat early, and of course Nadal and Federer are gone.
But on the women's side, the amazing thing was the qualifier that made it all the way to the finals.
Yeah, she didn't win. She lost in the finals.
Yeah, she lost in the finals, but she won 9 straight matches to get there.
Which you would like to think that it's kind of like a U.S. Open. Like once you qualify and you do that, hopefully she gets a few free tournaments.
She does. She moved from 114, which was the lowest seed ever, to make it to the finals. So now she's, I want to say, in the top 30.
That'll get you up there.
Yeah, and now she automatically gets into Wimbledon, and the
And she
U.S.
should.
Open and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Wimbledon's coming up. The U.S. Open at Shinnecock. Isn't that where they're playing?
I think it was Shinnecock.
I think it's Shinnecock. Annie, if you're watching, let us know. But I think it's Shinnecock for the U.S. Open, and that's not this weekend, but the following weekend. RBC Canadian is this weekend.
Shinnecock, the 18th through the 21st in Southampton, New York.
Father's Day weekend, right?
Call it Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island. It's almost like that second word begins with a G. If you're trying to blend in with anybody up there.
Yeah. Buy Joey Bag of Donuts. We need him for the
Hey,
official
Long Island.
pronunciation.
Hey. It's not an island. It's funny. I think Brooklyn's on an island. It's not an island. It's Brooklyn. Yeah, it's on Long Island.
And then the World Cup.
World
is
Cup.
coming to Atlanta.
Starts tomorrow.
Yeah, first game's tomorrow night, right? We play Friday night, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
In either Los Angeles or San Diego is where we play. I can't remember who we play. I don't think it's Argentina.
Paraguay.
Paraguay. Not just Uruguay.
Well, but when it comes to playing a South American team, it might not be the three, we're not playing Venezuela, Argentina, or Brazil. Man, that's all these guys do. So, you blink in Paraguay or Uruguay or somebody, they will run you out of town.
They only play together for 2 or 3 weeks until the tournament. So
Correct.
It's very hard to mix and see what's going on. How far does the USA have to go for you to say, hey, that's really cool?
They got to get it out. They got to get it into out of the stage or group thing. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they will. I think they'll get to the championship, or not to the championship, at least out of stage, and get either round one or round
Stage
two.
play.
If they get to the
pool play.
quarterfinals, I would be massively impressed.
Yeah, massively, yes. Quarterfinals would be great. But, yes, getting to the knockout stage to where, some people who've bought tickets can go see them because this is the kind of stuff, we talk about it all the time on the 7 o'clock show. When KSU goes to March Madness, there's a kid in Tulsa, there's a kid in Topeka, there's a kid in Tucson, and they all see this guy and they're like, hey, where's this new school? I don't know anything about that. There are certain people who will watch this World Cup and whether they're 6 or 8 years old decide that's what I want to be. But not if we don't make it out of the group stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it'd be a big boost for the future of soccer in Atlanta. Of course, Atlanta's a big soccer city. Several locations around Atlanta are hosting World Cup. I thought Argentina was going to be at KSU, but I read something today that Argentina's at Auburn. But I thought what's Eddie's last name? Will, do you know, the head of security at KSU? He comes by the tailgate all the time. But I thought he had told me.
Yeah, the guy you feed on Saturday morning, sir.
Chief Ed, yeah. So he told me that it was Argentina, but I looked up today and it said that any of the World Cup teams that are based in Atlanta can choose wherever they want to practice, and they're like one's located south of town, and one's at the training facility for the United in Marietta on Franklin Road, and the other one was KSU's.
Well,
Fifth Third Bank.
And I think when you get to the level, maybe not everybody's going crazy on where's Uruguay, but when it's Argentina, they might not want to tell you where they're practicing because the fan level is so high. The security at KSU to keep people from Argentina. There's people who are flying up as whole families and best friends. Oh yeah, they're getting into that stadium to watch that.
There's squads around. I mean, you got to go through a fine tooth comb to get over by Fifth Third Bank. I would say for the next month. So that would be crazy. And, of course, the Falcons got OTAs going on. Everybody's talking about the competition between Penix and Tua. There is no competition. Not right now. I mean, Penix is still coming off. He took a day off and people panic. What's the matter with Penix? He was a scheduled day off. He's coming back from an injury. Cut him some slack. But the real competition will be the 2 weeks of actual training. If Penix is at full speed. If he's not at full speed, it's not a competition. It's to his team to take over until Penix is ready to play.
I'm going to say this. I've coached a lot of sports, never at this level, so don't get me wrong with what I'm getting ready to say. But where we're looking for something to break out on the field, that those first couple practices where they have the two of them back there and they're like, hey, Drake, I want you to run a 17-yard flat. I want you to do this. They're going to watch the first few throws. That coaching staff's going to know who the starting quarterback is right off the bat. You might not know. You might think it depends on that second game. Man, they're going to know right off the bat. They're like, yeah, Tua's spinning it.
There's so many like posts on Instagram of here's Penix throwing to Zachariah Branch. Like, what's the big deal? Nobody's guarding him. It's not a game. It's just practice.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just post something for the sake of posting it. But out of all these things, do you have a passion for one of them, Robert? Is there one you're looking forward to more than the other?
I'd say World Cup and the Falcons. You know, I'm not big into OTAs, but OTAs let you know that the good stuff's right around the corner. So if it's just OTAs, I'm looking at World Cup. You know, this is it's a big thing for usually when the World Cup happens, everybody gets shoved into one country. You got 3 countries to work from in this one. There's a lot of cool stuff happening, and I just hope that nobody screws this up for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice.
You know, no incidents in Seattle, no incidents in Ottawa. Just let a bunch of people play soccer. We'll make fun of them, and you know.
And the finals are in New York, right?
I was thinking
LA.
Mexico.
Is it L.A.? Because they were ranking the cities of hosting, and Atlanta was number 1, and New York was 16.
I think we have
which was the last one.
I think we have semifinals.
We have
in LA.
No, we only have the round of 32.
Oh, we don't even have semifinals.
No, we got semifinals.
We have
semifinals.
semifinals here.
Do we
Yeah.
have a semi?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah,
But I think it's New York that has.
I
The,
can't remember if it's New York or LA.
It's either
one of
New
the
York
two.
or LA because those are the biggest cities that everybody goes to.
But nobody wants to go to New York. That's
No.
what, basically what I'm saying. So how about you, Zach? One of these sports on this list is
I mean,
strikes
being
your
a
fancy.
massive Atlanta fan, I got to go with the Falcons because I want to see how we do. I got them at least 10 wins this year. We'll see how Tua goes with his change of scenery. Hopefully that helps. You know that helps with a lot of players, change of scenery, but who knows if he's going to get hit or not.
I want to see
But-
Tua or Penix be successful. Which
The one good thing about
really
it is that
doesn't
they're
matter
both
to me.
lefties, so their receivers are
Which is a big thing. Which is a big
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
That's a big thing.
So
And it is New York. The finals will be
It
at
is New York,
MetLife.
That's
okay.
what I thought at MetLife. Yeah, but I, if I look at this list, College Baseball World Series, I was a lot more excited about it when Tech
2
was
weeks
in.
ago.
Well, 2 weeks ago when I thought Tech was going to be there. Now that Georgia's the top seed, I really don't care anything about watching the College Baseball World Series.
I'm a Mississippi State. I went to Mississippi State for
Oh,
2
did you?
years, so I'm
Oh,
a huge
cool,
fan,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so watching that, I was
Watching that Georgia game was not one of your better moments.
I was very depressed after that.
Wimbledon's not the same to me without the big 3 in there.
One of my, and it goes to show you that I'm not a tennis guy, but one of my favorite Wimbledon moments is the same every year when they do the time lapse photography and show you how center court looks like ass after 3 weeks of
Oh,
play.
yeah.
You know, it starts and
all
it's
the
just
brown
perfect.
spots.
And then, you know, it's like where they're serving, and it's just cool.
You can see exactly where they played at.
You can see where all that stuff happens.
That's cool. U.S. Open is probably, for me, the most important thing on here. The majors I love. I just love them.
Do you watch them on Sunday, Chuck?
What do you think? I am glued to my TV pretty much for all the majors. It's going to be very
It's at
interesting.
Shinnecock too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great.
Did you not listen to us 2 minutes ago when we said
Long Island.
So I am very excited about that. This is the one that Scotty Scheffler doesn't have. Is that right?
yeah, correct.
This is
Really?
So he's got a chance to
Get the
get
career.
the career Grand Slam. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
I'd love to see him get that.
and you know I don't say he's fallen off because he's still doing pretty good.
When
But
you're
he-
8th in the world, you know, 8th in a tournament with every best player, you have not fallen off. You just didn't win.
Yeah. So I would like to see him win. Of course, we'll talk about that more. Might get Danny back on here in a couple of weeks to talk about
Danny boy, Danny boy.
McDonald. Yeah. The World Cup, to be honest, I bet I won't watch a minute of it. I'm just not a soccer fan.
Honestly, the only reason I'll watch it is because my fiance is out on Saturday at work, so I got nothing to do that day. So maybe I'll go to a bar and just hang out, and it'll be on.
Your
so.
fiance loves that when she's watching this. She's going to be like, that's great to hear.
I'm
right?
sure they'll have it on here. All the girls are wearing.
Yeah, they are. They look like
Wearing
Seattle
World Cup
Seahawks.
jerseys.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, we're in Atlanta.
Now, why are they number 88?
I actually did know that. Somebody told me last week. I don't remember.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Can't remember why. Not Pele's number or something.
No,
Okay.
he was number 10.
All right. All right. And then the OTAs, I'm much more concerned about preseason practice, whatever you call it. It's not preseason. They don't call it practice.
You talking practice?
But what do they call it?
Training
it's not
camp.
Training camp. Yeah, it's not spring training, just training camp. So very excited to see what the Falcons do. I'm not one to say 10 wins or 9 wins or whatever yet.
You will be next week or the week after when we ask you.
It will, yeah. I'll have to come up with something. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. But we probably won't get into that till the last week of July. A lot of stuff coming up. We'll obviously keep up with the Braves as they go through their road trip here, where they play 3 in Chicago. I can't remember the last time they lost the opening game of a series. It's been a while.
It has. It has. I mean,
Maybe the Diamondbacks.
No, it hadn't been that long. Yeah, they went 2-2 against the Diamondbacks. Yeah.
they don't lose often, but
No.
it'll be fun. And there's a decent chance that within a week there will only be baseball.
Yeah. Because
Kind of puts all the emphasis on baseball and football even more so.
I think
The Dodgers.
the Dodgers.
Yeah, that was the last time that they lost the first game.
Well, the good thing, as Robert just said, the 19th is as long as the NBA can go. And then we have the hockey game they're 2-2. There's only 3 games left. So hopefully by next Wednesday we can talk about these and we'll get on to some real sports.
And just to throw, I was looking at this stat earlier. I love the plus or minus for baseball teams. When you look at the AL Central, there's only one team in that whole division that is above the Mendoza line.
Is it the White Sox?
The White Sox have a plus differential of 9.
And who would have thought that of the White Sox? They're in the playoffs right now.
yeah.
Everybody else is negative. Cleveland's -6, Minnesota 32, Detroit 18, Kansas City 46. Just in comparison, the Braves are 115. They've scored 115 more runs than they've given up. The leader of this division is 9.
That's right.
So a slight difference.
And we got the All-Star game coming up, too, with Major League Baseball. So we'll be getting into that. But we have hit the wall, and it's time to go. Zach, thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate
Hope
you
you
having
come
me
back.
on.
Robert, great
Absolutely.
show. Good number 396 or 395. No, 397.
397.
397. And don't forget to come back at 7 and see the Conference USA basketball trophy. Going to be on display tonight, so that's really cool. But, guys, most of all, know your numbers. Cover your ass, get your prostate checked. We'll see you next week right here on 3 Guys Who Love Sports.
I blacked out when you talked about the U.S. Open
There's always something going on.
Always something going on.
because I followed everything. That's the only thing I didn't hear.
That's what happens.
I might have been looking. Yeah, I was gonna say because I was over here. I was like looking up Wimbledon and Serena
We forgot to
Williams
give
came
you-
back and
we forgot
stuff.
to
Not
give
with
you
the
your
really.
mug on site, on camera, but
Oh, that's awesome.
so you can put it back in the box or whatever you want to do with it.
Put it back until I get home and put that in the coffee cabinet.
There you go.
I appreciate
You
that.
start your Saturday with that before you go and watch
Yeah.
FIFA.
Yep.
Big red no sauce?
Yeah, but I asked for a side salad.
No.
That's
They put
fine.
fries in it.
I'm good.
That
You
was
out?
salad.
The only thing you guys missed is this
We miss a lot.
was a prime opportunity for the NCAA to insert themselves into the situation and become relevant again.
I don't see them coming relevant anytime soon, even with that.
No. If you do it the right way, if you step forward and say, look, you guys took power from us over NIL, you guys took power from us over the transfer portal, but we're drawing the line at you guys allowing gamblers to do whatever they want to do and still make money.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know, but for that to happen, all those people would have to give the NCAA back their power. They don't want the NCAA to have all the power that they,
They don't have to
Want your fries, Zach?
right. But
I'm actually
they're
about to go
afraid
up to
of
the barn and order
taking
some
the
food,
power
but I
back.
appreciate that. Take one.
I agree. But it's got
Oh,
to
those
come
fries
down to
are great.
Texas Tech, right? Doesn't Texas
I usually
Tech
get
just
the,
have to just get out?
comes down to that, Donnie. I looked at young say, look,
I'm running the
you're
restroom.
never going to go to the NFL. They won't accept you.
They're never going to accept you at this point.
If you want to continue to make money and preserve an opportunity, my advice to you is to get out of the business this year. Announce that you're going into rehab, and the only activity outside of rehab is going to class. Whether you want to or not, we don't care.